For those of you that aren't aware of it, May 30th, 1868, 150 years ago today, the first Memorial Day was called Decoration Day, as declared by Major General John Logan, 150 years ago today. I hope many of the listeners were able to share in the remembrance for our fallen that gave us the freedom that we have today. And I'm going to read a couple excerpts from our own Dr. Hal Kushner's speech that he gave Monday at the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington. And I'm hoping that I don't choke up during part of this. I've read it a few times, trying to make sure I could get through it. But I think it's important to let all of us kind of remember. This is Dr. Kushner's words. In our time, the war in Vietnam was a terribly divisive conflict, which became more acrimonious and disruptive the longer it went on. And it went on for a very long time, 3 times as long as our Civil War. And the Vietnam War was unique in our history in that many Americans focused their anger on those in the military who had answered the call of their government and gone halfway around the world to fight and die in jungles, swamps, and rice paddies in that unpopular cause. We have finally learned in the last 50 years that the military's mission is to execute policy, not to make it, and the soldiers don't choose their wars. The enemy attempted to separate us by race and indoctrinate us differently. They gave up on that early. We were Americans and we stayed together. I left Hanoi on 16 March. I returned to American control. When I saw the magnificent C-141 with our American flag on the tail and USAF on the fuselage, I was overcome with emotion. I had not seen our flag in over 5 years. A week later at Valley Forge Hospital, I met my 5-year-old son for the first time and saw my 9-year-old daughter for the first time since she was 3. I was in a hospital for 4 months and went back to duty. I lost 5.5 years of my life, 50 pounds, 7 teeth, 10 brothers, and missed my children growing up. Dr. Kushner went on to say, and here's the reason why I'm reading this. I hope everybody pays attention. Dr. Kushner said after that, I have no bitterness. I just feel lucky. I'm proud and honored that I could serve my country under the most difficult circumstances and return with even more love and devotion for my exceptional America. In closing, he said, President Reagan reminded us, we see these soldiers as old and wise, but most were boys when they died. They gave up 2 lives for our country, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. They gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be like us, revered old men. They gave up everything for their country, and all we can do is remember. Thank you, God bless you, God bless America. Well, thank you, Dr. Hal Kushner. We serve because we care. I'm grateful for your service. Thank you for sharing.